Hey, what's happening, gamers? It's K-Wife here. Hope everyone's day is going great today. And I really appreciate you guys that wanted to see Tales of Symphonia today. Unfortunately, we had something we had to do for a developer. They needed us to look at a game a certain number of days in a certain time frame. So Luke had to do that. It means he didn't get any sleep. And you know, I told him, you know, you should probably get some sleep because he's had like zero sleep. He's pulled a 20-hour day a couple times this week. So here I am back. You guys are stuck with me, so sorry about that. So don't forget, guys, first like goal is 100 likes. Thanks for the like goal there, Gia. And we're gonna have fun. Now, I kind of got riled up about something earlier today going on in like the news and stuff with Hollywood, but I don't think I'm going to talk about it really that much, but it's just like the new movies they have. But I just said my piece, and I'm kind of done. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just baffled by craziness that goes on all the time.
Perfect. I made an anonymous call to GCPD. They're gonna send someone to pick up the hostage. Come on, connect. Love the suit, by the way. Okay, both towers are fully online.
Time to find Scarecrow.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like say I'm not gonna say it about a specific movie, but it baffles me that finally occurred to me that every Hollywood movie, the goal is always to change people's perception of you so that you feel better about yourself and then you can have a better life. I think that's a horrible thing. Like, that's every Hollywood movie that's ever made. Is like, everyone likes me now I have a great life. In general, that's a horrible thing. Like, that's horrible because in reality, it would be great if everyone liked you, but in reality, that is not how it is going to, like, work in life. People are not going to like you sometimes. Like, your post office man may be mean to you. Literally, you don't have to go through a song and dance number to get him to finally see your side of it. And then, like, he suddenly likes you and then everything's sparkles and rainbows. Generally, the best thing you can do when people don't like you in life is just keep working hard, keep being yourself. Don't worry about what people think about you. So I think like Hollywood in general, like, is just really bad for society. They make everyone think like they have to be heard. They have to have everyone agree with them or they go crazy. So I think it's like a weird brainwashing thing on us. But anyway, so I just heard about a few movies that are coming out recently and it's just crazy, the kind of like weird stuff that they put in that. But yeah, that's just my take on that. So we're gonna go to the next area here.
I need to use both antennas to identify the micro and radio wave frequencies across Gotham. If I can find both frequencies at the same location, I'll know where Scarecrow is manufacturing his toxin.
Yeah, I think like I think this is where we have to find the toxin. Okay, so we have to like find where it connects. Okay. So how would I? Yeah, I think I think like a lot, it's weird because you would think like adults wouldn't be fooled by Hollywood's craziness, but a lot of adults, like, they actually agree with a lot of the stuff.
Radio and microwave frequencies point to
so
Ace
yeah,
chemicals.
it's weird.
That's where Scarecrow's producing the toxin.
Jim, I've traced the fear toxin to Ace Chemicals. That's where we'll find Scarecrow.
Impossible. I've had a team there ever since the evacuation started, just like you asked.
Crane must have bought them off. Or worse.
I'm in the area. I'll round up my guys and head over.
Hold off until I get there, Jim. I'm on my way.
Alright, so I've completed all of these. So anyway, yeah, that's my random. And this is the officer that we rescued.
Thank God we got everyone out of the city. Who knows what that sick bastard has planned. You'll find him and take him down. I know you will, Batman.
Okay, next mission. Yeah, I think, like, the entire, like,
Thank God we got everyone out of the city. Who knows what that sick bastard has planned? You'll find him and take him down. I know you will, Batman. Thank God we got everyone out of the city. Who knows what that sick bastard has planned? You'll find him and take him down. I know you will,
Thank
Batman.
you. Yeah, I'm starting to realize, like, this entire, like, idea of, you know, like, social media and everything, it's all, like, it's all, even Facebook is always telling you, like, oh, look at everyone else is having a great time and doing all this amazing stuff. Like, why aren't you doing it? Why isn't your life, like, better? But in reality, nobody's doing that awesome stuff. Like, they say they are, but they're not really. And if they are doing all that awesome stuff, they're literally killing themselves to constantly have to do things to make themselves feel better about themselves. Like, instead of just sitting at home and hanging out with their family and their cat, they're literally just spending their entire life trying to be cool or go to a jazz concert with important people or something and try to seem like they're living their life. And in reality, your life is fine just the way it is. Like, whether you live alone, like whether you live, you know, hanging out with your parents or your grandparents, whether you don't have a job, whether you do have a job, you just being alive is a miracle in and of itself. However you're living your life, like, you know, yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like, if I was sitting at home and, you know, I was just inside all the time and I was sad all the time, I'm sure maybe I could do a few things to make myself feel happy. But it doesn't mean that I'm a horrible person because I'm living alone or something. Like, you're fine the way you are. Like, you don't need to go to the movies and hear what Hollywood and Facebook has to say to be like, oh, wait, I should really be getting this product or doing this or having more friends or, you know, I should get more degrees or I should have more fancy cars or I should have more of this. Like, you don't really need all of that. Like, you're literally fine. Like, God created you fine the way you are. Like, however you are, you know, God created you for a reason. You don't need, like, all this insane stuff that, like, stuff is constantly being pushed at you to be like, if I don't have all this, then I'm not living life. Like, you're living life right now, just wherever you are. You're already living it. You're already valuable and precious to God and the people that love you already. There's nothing that you can do that can make God not love you. There's nothing that you can do that can make your family not love you. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I'm very annoyed at Hollywood. I think the entire system is to just make people feel inadequate, make people feel like they have to keep doing things. They have to keep pushing somehow to be good enough, which is not the case. Like, you're fine wherever you are. You're fine the way you are. You know, and none of us are perfect, but, you know, you're fine. You know, God loves you the way that you are. You know, He loves you no matter what. So that's all I have to say. Yeah. But anyways, I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed. Like, I watched a lot of movie reviews this week, and this movie that is coming out, I don't know if I really want to say what it is, but, you know, the idea of the movie is, like, to, like, manipulate people into, like, submitting, like, you know, I'll just say, like, it's the Barbie movie, basically. So her solution is to manipulate everyone into submitting to her and doing everything she wants so she can have her best life. And everybody else can just feel sad and realize that, you know, like, she's just gonna blow off everyone and make everyone submit to her, so that she can just have a great life. And who cares about everyone else? Like, who cares about who it affects? Like, if Ken wants to hang out with her and he's hung out with her his whole life, and he really likes her, then it's really not her problem. Like, if she's like, I don't like you, and, you know, I don't really care about you at all, Ken. I just think, like, what a, like, no offense, but, like, what a narcissistic movie idea. It's just, like, unbelievable to me that this movie would even be made. Like, I'm not gonna be watching it. It's just, like, it just has the worst message. Like, every Hollywood, like, every time I think movies cannot get worse, they get worse. Like, literally, I just cannot believe, like, and it's all the same. It's all about, like, instead of actually doing something to improve your life, like, oh, I feel bad about my life, so I'm going to learn a language, I'm going to go to more school, I'm going to learn a trade, I'm going to help out at a soup kitchen, I'm going to feel better about myself, I'm going to go play boggle with my grandma, I'm going to spend more time with my dog, I'm going to do something positive, I'm going to go exercise. No, the Hollywood message is never anything that you could do to improve your life. It's always like changing everyone else around you so they understand that you are amazing and they're like lucky to just be around you because you're like basically like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, who? And I just realized, like, so many people feed into this all the time. They're always like searching for that. They always go to these Hollywood movies. And I like a lot, and especially like, you know, like for me as a girl, a lot of what I, you know, experience, girls have a lot more feelings, and like, we are very emotional. So it's very important for us to feel like happy. Like, happiness is a huge factor. If we don't feel happy, we get very emotional. And like, this Hollywood agenda just literally feeds on girls. Like, literally it knows. It's like targeting girls to literally feel terrible about themselves unless they have a huge pink outfit and a diamond case of, you know, for luggage, and like, unless they're treated like a princess every single day, they're not going to be happy, because Hollywood is telling them that unless somebody throws millions of dollars at them in their face every day just for being alive, then those people aren't, like, nobody's going to do that. Like, you need to work hard, you need to actually suck it up, and, you know, sometimes days are going to be hard, people aren't going to like you, you're going to have to just, like, suck it up and actually deal with reality. You can't, literally, like, this message is terrible. Like, I just think this message is just terrible for young girls. Like, the whole thing, the entire Hollywood agenda is just, it just makes me mad.
From inside? Nothing. We think there's a skeleton crew left in there, but they're not responding and the facility's locked down.
If they're still alive, I'll find them. They should be able to tell us what Scarecrow's up to.
What the hell? Come on, let's go! Come on, move! Take cover!
Time to die, old man.
In death, he has nothing left to fear. Keep him away from Ace Chemicals. Your vengeance will come.
This ends tonight.
Friend of yours?
Stay here, and I'll go find out.
Alright, let's go, Batman. So, yeah. Yeah, sorry, that made me feel better. I'm flabbergasted. Like, I feel like I should make a YouTube channel in which I say, like, old soul reviews new movies. Because literally, like, it's like 1 in a million movies that I actually like that comes out of Hollywood. Like, and even those movies that I like usually have something weird in them that I don't like, but I just overlook because 90% of the movies are so bad that literally I'm just thankful that they even, like, it wasn't terrible, like, it wasn't complete dirt. So it's like, okay, well, there's one nugget of truth or one nugget of something that was slightly funny in this, so I guess I can watch this. But, like, usually 90% of movies today, I would give a 0 out of 10. Like, they're just so bad. Like, none of them are good. Like, they're just, the messages in them, everything is just terrible. Alright, Batman, let's go. Alright, come on, Batman, let's do this.
Oracle, whoever this guy is, he's assembled an army. I need a name.
Alright, we've got something here from a Black Ops team operating in Venezuela. They discovered a hidden training facility housing soldiers bearing the same insignia. There's nothing but speculation on their commander, though. The only thing sources agree on is his name. The Arkham Knight.
The Arkham Knight? Hack into their comms. I need to know what they're planning.
Anything else?
There's a crew of Ace Chemicals workers left on site. They'll be able to help us track down Scarecrow and locate his bomb. I need to find them.
Each worker will be carrying a unique ID chip.
If I can access their personnel records, I'll be able to track them.
There's a security terminal in a booth near your location. Try there.
Alright, detective mode. Yeah, I mean, it just occurred to me that like 90% of the incorrect beliefs people have, like in the United States, is because of really false, weird things said in like Hollywood. I'll just give you a weird example that you would not believe. Like literally, like when my husband was doing more work than me on the channel, and I was trying to pursue like my music and spend more time with family and stuff, literally I was harassed by my in-laws acting like it didn't work enough. Then when I worked a lot, then people acted, they were mad at me that I worked too much, because they were like, oh, well, why are you working as much as your husband? Because you're a girl, you shouldn't be working this much. So literally, no matter what I do, if I work less than my husband or the same, I'm attacked either way, because it's like, oh, girls shouldn't have to work. Oh, wait, but girls should have to work the same. They should get the same opportunities, but then they shouldn't have to work as much. So literally, they want their cake and eat it too. They want to say that they want all the same opportunities, but then they don't want to have to say that they work for it. So girls that work a lot makes people super uncomfortable, because they're just like, oh my gosh, you're working. They feel upset because they see a girl working a lot. Then they think, oh my gosh, I'm not working and I'm a girl, and I'm just like literally not trying to be rude, but you know, I meet some girls that are always like asking people for money or like manipulating people out of money, and it's like, then they feel bad when they see somebody like me who's working every single day, and then they get upset because they get mad and then they try to put me down or something. It's just really annoying, like the entire mentality of the entire thing, where no matter what you do as a woman in today's society, you will get attacked, because Hollywood is putting this fake agenda out where it says that you should get everything for free, and at the same time you should get every opportunity to work for free. But once you get that opportunity to work, then you should just quit and not work at all, because people should just give you free stuff because you're a woman. Literally, the mentality that Hollywood is putting out for women is like meant to make women go insane. It doesn't make any sense at all. Literally, like, the best thing you can do is, if you're a woman, you live in the United States, is leave the United States, because that is a crazy, like, you cannot hold, you know, there's a Bible verse that says if you hold two different views at one point, you're a double-minded person, and that's what it is. You're crazy. You cannot think that working is good, and then getting free stuff for not working is also good, and believe both things at the same time, because it will make you go crazy. You have to either decide, am I going to work hard, or am I going to manipulate people out of money and always be like, oh, you know, like, I can't work as hard because I'm a girl and give me free stuff. You have to decide which side you're going to be on. And you can't, like, just, you know, you can't just, like, be like, well, you know, this girl in a movie did it. It's like, she's not real. It's literally a fantasy world that they're literally pushing on you to make you go insane and try to make you just act crazy. Like, that's really what they're doing. They're trying to make women act crazy. That's really what they're doing. And I'm literally right on the money. Like, I think I finally realized what they're doing. They're literally trying to make women go crazy. That's what they're trying to do. And then they pretend as though they're on the side of women, like, they're literally trying to make women be emotional and go crazy because they're giving them two different realities to believe at the same time. And whichever one they choose to believe, then they tell them that they're wrong because, you know, it's just insane. Like, what they're doing is crazy. Like, they're definitely doing some weird stuff. And I'm getting tired of it, to be completely honest.
Each one armed and dangerous. Before I can access that terminal, I'll need to take them down.
Listen up! Scarecrow tells me the reaction is nearly complete. Final evacuation of this facility will begin in T-minus 30 minutes.
Alright.
So it started. Sure looks like it. This is the part I love. Taking people by surprise. Choppers coming over the horizon, blowing the crap out of the target. How come you're not on one of the choppers then? I ate something bad the other night. Still a damn ration. Still don't feel too hot. Sucks. Yeah, biggest operation ever, and I'm stuck in the rain outside a damn chemical plant, trying not to throw up. Operation setback.
I cannot believe they didn't see me. I cannot believe they didn't see me.
Alright, boys, we trained for this. Stay sharp and watch for Batman. He's quick, and he knows how to hide. What's this way? Batman in my sight. He's getting away! After him! I'm gonna check on the guy Batman took down. Where? Near the terminal. I'm with you. Man down. Yes, man down. Another? Oh gosh. I saw something move under the floor. Could have been a rat or something. Something down there. Batman's over here in the center corridor.
Yep, exactly, Naomi. That's what I really hate, is that in reality, like, in the 1940s, you know, women actually were being a mom and taking care of the house is a full-time job. That literally is a full-time job already. Now society says not only do you have to have the full-time job of taking care of everyone at home, cooking, taking care of kids, taking care of the house, which taking care of the house is a lot more than cooking. Washing all these hand towels, you know, cleaning up all these parts of the house and making sure that you have to get back to all these letters for relatives that constantly ask you to check in with them and give them a call and, you know, do all this stuff. You have to do everything else. It's like, you know, and then in addition to that, now, you know, not only that, but now it's like, not only that, but it's just, they're literally trying to make women go insane because not only that, they're adding even more full-time jobs on top of it. Not only that, but now they're putting this idea in the magazines like women have to look like supermodels, and if they don't, then they're not taking, quote, time for themselves, quote, unquote. Which is like literally spending thousands of dollars on plastic surgery, like hundreds of dollars on facial cream, so that they can look 25 when they're 80 years old. And if a woman actually does not spend that kind of money on themselves, number one, if we spend all that money on ourselves, we're considered selfish. We're considered selfish because we're, quote, spending the money on ourselves. If we don't spend the money on ourselves, then we're considered, we don't take care of ourselves enough for the men that we're with or for society. So literally whatever we do, we are completely screwed. Like, there's nothing that we can do that can be right. And every single decade, they keep adding more and more expectations. And literally, and they keep going like, oh, it's feminism because we know that you can do this and 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 this because you're a powerful woman and we know you can do that. No human being in the history of the universe could do even a fraction of what women are expected to do in today's society. It is literally impossible. Yet women are scrambling to do it, and we're barely getting it done. It's impossible. It literally is impossible. And I, you know, back when there used to be one, you know, used to take care of the house, and the man would do his full-time job, and the woman would stay at home and literally have to do everything. Take care of the garden, take care of getting back to relatives, take care of the kids, wash all those clothes, do any kind of mending or sewing. Literally, by the time you were done doing all of that, you would be literally probably more exhausted than the guy was from his job. And he comes home, you make him dinner, and you have a few hours to spend together, and then it all starts the next day. And that's when one salary used to pay for 2 people to live, and an entire family. Then they decided, oh no, we're going to empower women by making it basically impossible to even pay for anything without at least 2 salaries. And they did that on purpose. They're trying to rip society apart and destroy everyone. And there are interviews of people talking about their plans to do that. I've seen some interviews of people talking about trying to get that that when they tried to get women out of the home, when they tried to get women to come out of the home and, you know, be part of the workforce, it was not because they were trying to empower women. I heard a lecture about that, a guy that talked about the real reason why they promoted that, and it was not to help women at all. In fact, it was quite the opposite. And, you know, I'm just getting annoyed. I'm literally getting annoyed about it. I'm just like, I'm just done, because it's a lot. It's like, okay, let me explain. So here's a movie that got a lot of, you know, people all over it, that people enjoyed. Frozen, the movie. That movie is very messed up. That movie is very messed up because literally, like, I understand they made the guy that she was going to marry evil. But in reality, she left the guy she was going to marry before she knew he was evil for a guy that she didn't even know was going to marry her at all, which is a horrible, 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 horrible message to say to young girls. Leave the guy that said he's going to make a life commitment to you for a man that has no commitment at all and is just messing around. That is going to get a woman in real trouble. And this is the kind of agenda Hollywood is pushing. And those are the kind of movies that they put the most money and the most songs and the most spectacular effects in, because those are the movies that they're pushing to try to destroy women. Every time you see a movie that says this empowers women, you have to realize that that movie is there to kill and destroy women from the devil. And it is not empowering at all. It is quite the opposite. Every time they say that they're empowering women, they're doing the opposite. So you can tell very well which movies are trying to destroy women by the ones that they say that are the ones that are empowering women, because they say the opposite of what they mean. Alright, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Sundip. Amber, are you saying everything we're thinking? God bless you, Sundip. You're breathtaking. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I don't have the donation train. I'll just do the cat cam because I don't have the donation train. Wait a second. Nope, that's not donation train. Cat cam. Zelda says thank you. Thank you, Sundip. You're breathtaking. Thank you so much. But yeah, it's like, why are women going crazy in this country? Because they're being like, for instance, for me, like, I was told by many sides of my family, like, oh, you should be able to sing for your job. Like, okay, but I came from a family that was below the poverty level. How am I going to do music for a job when music doesn't pay anything? And then every time, like, no matter what I do, my family is disappointed with me. If I work hard and I have the money to actually visit them, then they're like, why are you working so hard? Why aren't you doing music for a job? It's like, number one, music doesn't pay. And number two, I'm just using literal logic to explain to you how money works and that I have to literally pay bills. But even my family doesn't even understand that. Because, like, every human being in the entire United States is literally brainwashed by Hollywood. Hollywood is always telling them, and I'll just get back to my Frozen movie, the guy, Kristoff or whatever, that she's just palling around with, he has not made any kind of commitment to her at all in the first movie. That is a horrible thing to do. And And even if they write his character that he makes a commitment in the next movie after she leaves a sure thing for a guy that actually said he was going to marry her, which they write his character as a evil person. But in reality, it's not always like that. Sometimes Kristoff is evil. 90% of the time, Kristoff would be evil. Because a guy that wants you to leave a committed relationship to just pal around with you is generally evil. If you have a guy who is ready to make a committed relationship to you, a lifelong relationship, and is ready to marry you, they could be evil, but 90% of the time they're not. Literally, if he's willing to live his whole life to take care of you, that is much better than a guy that literally... The only reason Kristoff even wanted Anna was because she was already in a relationship. That kind of guy is only going to go after a girl if she's already taken, because, you know why? Because he's a complete douche. That's why. Only a complete douche would go after a girl that's already engaged. That's the only kind of guy that would ever do that. And so these kind of horrible ideas in Hollywood are literally seeping in and literally destroying. Like, it's making people think. It's literally making people think that every time that they have a problem, all they have to do is do a song and dance number, and they just get people to feel the same way as them. Like, all I have to do is get everyone in my entire class to like me, and then my life will be fine. No, that is not what you need to do. You need to just do your homework every day, get through the class, and it doesn't matter if they like you or not. It really doesn't matter, because they're going to be brainwashed by Hollywood. They're going to sit there wasting their time trying to get all their friends to like them, and wasting their time not doing their homework, not working hard, not showing up for a job 9 to 5, not just living their life and taking breaks when they need, and then working hard when they need, and just hanging out with their cat and just living a normal life. They're going to be so obsessed with being like some kind of Hollywood fantasy character that they're always out with their friends, they're always out, at some jazz concert, they're always out trying to be seen, trying to be heard, trying to show people that they're important, that they're going to miss their whole life. They're going to miss their entire life, because you know why? They're not going to do one thing that is important. Their whole life pursuing this rat race of trying to pretend that they're important, they're going to miss anything. They're not going to work hard at one, they're not going to stay at one task. They're not going to just sit there and maybe spend some quality time with their grandma or something. They're going to ruin their entire life trying to be like a fantasy Hollywood character. And they're not going to like people. They're not going to like people who... I will get back to the game. But I'll just say, like, if people in your class do not like you, it's probably because they see that you are working hard and you are trying your best, and they are not. They are not working hard. They are not trying their best. They hate themselves. If they didn't hate themselves, they wouldn't say mean things about you. And all you have to do is sit there and ignore them and keep going and keep working hard, because they are probably not liking you because you are working hard and you are literally 1,000,000 steps above them, because the first step to go above those people is to ignore this crazy agenda that tells you that you can get something for free, that you can literally just have everyone dance and sing around you, and then your life will change. The only way your life can change is one small step at a time, one habit at a time, changing one thing at a time. Maybe trying to walk a little bit more outside. Maybe try to learn a language. Maybe try to read harder books. Maybe, try to put some extra effort in at work. You have to just do it consistently, one step at a time. But but everyone else is so concerned with everything happening all at once, everything magically happening, and everyone loving you, and life being amazing all the time. And then if you question those kind of movies, and you say, well, I don't like this kind of movie, then they go, you don't want women to have all these people dancing around them, and you don't want everyone saying that they're amazing? It's like, no, that would be great, but that is not reality. That's a problem. Like, I have no problem if people want to dance around me and throw diamonds at me, but that is not going to happen in real life. That's the problem with this, is that you're literally making a fantasy about what would happen if you just spoke your mind and you told people that you wanted to do this. Like, I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job. I want to go rollerblading with bright colors, and I want to sing all the time. That's great for you, but that is not actually going to actually improve your life. Like, you're eventually at some point going to have to realize that rollerblading around with bright colors is not going to improve your life. Like, you're going to have to face reality at some point. And that's the problem with this, is like, not only kids like watch these Hollywood movies, but adults are in this weird, they're literally brainwashed as well. They always think everything has to be perfect and amazing, and they have to have a wonderful time with everyone. You don't have to have a wonderful time with anyone. You can just sit there and just have a nice time. Just sit there and read the newspaper and say, how are you doing, and have some orange juice. Everything doesn't have to be a wonderful, glorious, amazing dance number all the time. If it was, I would go insane. There's no way I could handle that. Like, and it's not. That's not reality. And if your life isn't wonderful and springtime and roses, that's because your life is real. And everyone else who thinks their life is that way and is posting all this crap on Facebook and Twitter saying like, I went out with all these friends and I'm amazing and everyone said how much they love me. That's great. That's great for you, but see how fast that crashes down, because that can never last forever. It never will last forever like that. I guarantee you. It will not last forever like that. Oh gosh. Oops. Yeah, sorry, I'm just annoyed by, I'm just so annoyed by the, like, agenda that's, like, put forward by things. It just bothers me so much, because it not only do, like, kids believe it, but adults, people that are literally 20, 30 years older than me, literally always tell me, like, things like, well, you shouldn't have to work this hard, or you should be out there dancing and singing. It's like, you're not living in the actual world. Like, you're living in a fantasy world, and this Hollywood has created this fantasy illusion that doesn't exist. It's literally crazy. Like, the less I go to the movies, the more I just, it's much easier for me to just deal with reality, because it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy talk. Like, you can't live, like, once in a while it's nice, but you have to tell yourself after you're done watching the movie, this is a fantasy. And this is not real. It was nice for the 2 hours that I watched this, but this is not reality. And you have to, like, zap yourself back into reality. You can't think like that. But anyway, sorry. I'm so annoyed, because it's like, if you try to criticize these agenda, then people are like, you don't want people to be happy. It's like, I do want people to be happy, but also I want people to be, like, live in reality, and like, you're gonna ruin your life. You're gonna get, that's why people are all upset all the time. That's why people are always upset on Twitter and Facebook and everything, and angry all the time. Like, oh, you hurt my feelings, and I really want to do this, and you're making me feel like I can't do this. It's like, the only thing that's making you feel like you can't do this is yourself. You could do anything you want. You just have to work hard at it. But you want everyone to give it to you. So, yeah, it like, decades and decades of just Hollywood brainwashing has just made our society so insane that literally we're not even living in reality anymore. Like, people in this country are just, it's almost like the entire country has gone insane. Like, it's like the entire country is clinically insane. And you know, and it's not an opinion. That's what I actually believe at this point, because it's just, that's what it seems like. Sorry. I just started to realize that, like, every Hollywood movie is the same. They all have the same thing. Every single one says, if everyone can just agree with me, then my life will be better. And that's just not reality. You can't wait for everyone to agree with you. You know, you just have to keep moving. It hurts. It hurts sometimes when people don't agree with you and they're mean. But you can't sit there for years and years waiting for people, for the right time, for everyone to agree with you. You'll waste your whole life waiting for that. And then you'll, you know, and that's what they're doing. They're like feeding you an illusion so that you can waste your entire life waiting for this reality to come true that's in Hollywood, but it doesn't exist in the real world. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Thank you for the highlighted message, Alex. Says, you're very right, Amber. That's why my dad taught me to question everything. I've got to go take care of yourself. Thank you, Alex. You're breathtaking. Thank you so much. Put on Cam for Alex because I lost my donation train thing. But yeah, it's, you know, it's like, I'm like, me, like, between my in-laws and my parents, I'm meeting like this random, like, literally, like, it's such a, it's like so, like, night and day difference. And I think that you should have joy, you should have dreams. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, that's not reality, you can't do anything you like. That's not what I'm saying, but, you know, like, you should have dreams, but you also have to realize that, you know, not every, you know, you have to just realize that sometimes not everything is going to work out correctly. And you have to be prepared when it doesn't work out. Life isn't perfect. You can't just, it can't always have a happy ending for every situation you're in. You know, like, if you know, have faith in God, then you believe that God works everything for good in the end, but you don't really know what that means. You can't just think of it like, oh, in the end, I want a Corvette, and that would be everything working well for good. You don't know what that is. It's only God knows what the end of it working well for good means. You don't even know that as a human, so there's no way. It's better just not to think about it. You know, you can't just sit there night and day thinking like, well, I'm disappointed that so-and-so has this and I don't have that. You know, this person has more opportunities than me, etc. Because it's just going to drive you crazy. You can't, you know, not everything is about, that. But anyway, sorry, the fact that, like,
It's safe to access the terminal.
like, the fact that they're promoting, like, certain things, either they know it's not true in Hollywood, or they actually think that that's reality. Like, they actually believe that. You know, that's what I kind of get concerned with, is thinking, like, that these actors and actresses absolutely have lost it. That they absolutely think things that are completely not anywhere near towards what, you know, is seen. That kind of bothers me, because I think, like, wow, like, these people have really, they have lost it. Like, they're not of course they're living in a fantasy land. They're being made millions of dollars to act in front of a camera, and they're actually not doing any, no offense, I mean, acting is work, but compared to actually, like, working in a coal mine or, like, building a bridge or something, it's not really that hard work. Like, they may say it's really hard, it may take a lot of emotions and a lot of years to hone their craft, but they're literally working in air conditioning, and they're being paid probably trillions of times more than they really should be paid. So in reality, it's not compared to the kind of work that everyone else has to do, it's not, you know, it's not the same. And in their mind, they're, like, you know, above everyone else, and they deserve that. In their mind, everyone deserves that. Everyone could be a Hollywood actress. But if everyone was, then no one would be. As they say in The Incredibles, if everyone was super, then no one would be. I mean, I think, like, there's a lot of happiness and joy to go around, but I just think these people have kind of lost, like, touch with with everything. Like, it just doesn't, a lot of their ideas just only work in, it's like a pyramid scheme. It's like, it only works in their mind and people who are aspiring. And the only thing that people think about is, you know, every day is like, I aspire to be a Hollywood actress. That's like the top. That's like the royalty of the United States. Like, that's the best thing I can think of that I would want to be. Why? Because they get disproportionately paid more than everyone else for very little work. Of course, then everyone would want to be a Hollywood actress. If they were actually paid like $10 an hour or something for doing those movies, nobody would actually, they wouldn't, there might be a few people that would still, you know, still do that. Like, there might be a few of them that would still do that, but a lot of them would quit right away and do something probably shady that could make a lot more money. They're not doing it for the art of acting. They're doing it for the money, of course. It's absolutely ridiculous when they act like, oh, I just love acting, I would want to be an actress. It's like, yeah, no, you wanted the money. Very aware of that. No, if actors and actresses didn't get paid that much, you wouldn't want to do it. Doing it because of the money, obviously.
Let's see if Oracle was right. Data connection active. Data decrypting. Someone needs to upgrade their security protocols.
But anyways, I just finally realized that a lot of...
Oracle, I've got the ID codes. If I reach a high vantage point, I can use the bat scanner to locate the workers.
Okay, I've marked the tallest structure in the area on your map. Try not to fall.
You know, it's like even my family in the Midwest, like, they literally want me to come out to the Midwest, drive 13 hours out there to come out there and visit them for a quote-unquote vacation, which will actually cause more stress for me than if I didn't take a vacation. And then every time I'm like, well, I need to work, and they just don't even understand that. They're just like, oh, well, you know, you shouldn't have to work that hard. But then when I ask people to actually come out here and work hard and visit me, if they really want to see me, why don't they just spend time visiting me? Why don't they do the work and they pay the money to come see me? They're unwilling to do that. So it's like, so in your mind, you wish that it could be fantasy and rainbows and a magical creature with a unicorn horn and sparkles would come and drop $1 million in my lap every time you want me to visit, but you're not actually willing to deal with reality and actually make the trek over to visit me. So I just find it, it's hard to find even one sane person in the world anymore, because everyone is just, they're not even thinking about reality at all. Like, when I went to visit my parents, when I went to visit my family I don't know how many months ago in March, they were like, oh my gosh, it's such a hard trip for you to be out here. I feel so bad for you. And then 3 months later, they were like, why can't you come out here again? So for 3 months ago, it was a horrible thing, and they were so thankful for me to come out there. But then 3 months later, when they wanted something they wanted, now randomly they can't understand why I can't make the trip out, even though when I made the trip out 3 months ago, they were like, oh, I can't believe you made it out here. But now they're just like, why aren't you here? Why can't you make the trip out here? I just feel like people are just so, in general, like, this whole idea of like everything, like, everyone is so selfish. Like, they only think about themselves. They only think about what they would want. That's all everyone thinks about. And even adults, even people that are in their 60s and older than me, that's how they think. Like, you know, like, oh, I wish, you know, so-and-so would visit me more. And you know that your son or daughter or niece or nephew or cousin or something has no money to visit you, and you're just mad. Like, why can't they visit me? When literally you could just go drive and visit them yourself, but they don't want to do the work to do that. It's just frustrating to me that I just think, you know, this whole fantasy world has literally built a nation of little narcissists. People that only care about themselves and just live their fantasies through Hollywood, believing that, like, oh, in my mind, you know, I'm going to win the lottery and everyone's going to be dancing and singing around me and all my dreams are going to come true. Why? Because I have dreams. Of course they'll come true just because I have them. Not because I took a step forward to fulfill my dreams. Not because I actually did any work towards them, but just because I have them. That's why they'll come true. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyways, sorry, I'm just annoyed. I'm just in general like so annoyed. Wow. I don't really know how I'm supposed to take these guys out. I guess I will just try to do like a ledge takedown or something. Yeah, if I had a channel reviewing Hollywood movies, I would give most of them a 0 out of 10 because 90% of movies today are throwing some kind of agenda in your face. If not like saying like, you know, like I remember watching this one movie about like a girl and she met a prince and like he had to wait 4 years, like, you know, they fell in love and, you know, he was like, oh, you know, it's really important that we start, you know, now that we're engaged in all this, now you're gonna, I don't remember what the movie was called, but, you know, he said, okay, you're gonna come over to my, you know, the palace and, you know, meet my family and do all this stuff. And she said, oh no, I'm gonna be going to college for like 8 years. You're gonna have to wait for me for that, which is fine.
I can release the bat scanner and search for the workers.
I've managed to intercept some radio traffic between Scarecrow and this Arkham Knight. Relaying it to you now.
I had him in my sights. I could have ended it right there.
We have not broken him yet. It will come.
Now I've waited long enough. Batman dies. Tonight.
Why do you hate him so much?
You can never understand.
Your revenge is at hand. This is his last night.
I'll make sure of it.
Any idea who the Arkham Knight is? Sounds like the two of you might have some history.
I've made a lot of enemies.
Alright, what am I supposed to do? Alright, so I guess I'm checking this. But yeah, basically back to my story about this. I don't remember what the movie was called, but I remember that he was like, oh, she's like, and you need to wait for me for 8 years until I'm ready to get married. Yeah, that's not realistic. Like, a lot of this stuff in movies, like, especially that they feed girls, like, I deserve you to wait for me for 8 years for me to get married. That's not realistic. Like, men cannot wait 8 years to get married generally, and they don't have to wait 8 years. Like, if they don't want to wait that long, and they find someone else that's, you know, gonna marry them in that time, then they're probably gonna marry that person instead. Like, literally, women need to be told, like, reality. Like, they need to be told the truth, because they're not being told the truth. They're being told that everyone is just gonna throw roses at them all the time. And that's not, and then they freak out, and then they write stuff on social media. Oh my gosh. Like, I screamed in this guy's face, and I threw a drink in his face, and he actually broke up with me. I'm so upset. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, you're being told a false narrative about how the world actually works. Like, you're not being you're literally, you cannot base your life on, you know, the movie theater. And I even had an older relative in my, you know.
There are 5 ID markers showing up within the facility.
Let's hope they're still alive.
You know, I probably, I don't know if I'll say who it is, but there was an older relative, motherly figure on my husband's side, and I was very weirded out because, you know, she was a pastor's wife, yet she told me that a lot of her ideas that she gets about life, she gets nuggets of truth from the movie theater, from Hollywood movies, and it's like, no offense, but there are literally no nuggets of truth going on. Every single minute that you're in the seat at the movie theater, you're being manipulated and brainwashed in some way. There is no truth there at all. Like, you know, if you want truth, especially if you're a pastor's wife, you should be opening the Bible for that, not going to the movie theater. So I get very weirded out about things because it's like, I don't know where people are, I don't know what is going on. Like, I don't know where they get these ideas that somehow in a literal, you know, billion-dollar industry that's based on people, you know, doing all kinds of shady things behind the scenes, all kind of immoral ideas that are, you know, being used to, you know, run their industry of Hollywood and everything, that somehow they're in the best interest for the common people that are watching at the movie theaters. They're trying to promote good morals and help people to feel happy. No, they have an agenda and they're trying to push it on you. And a lot of the agenda that they're trying to push is to keep you from actually working hard and making a good life for yourself. Because they're going to try to keep you thinking like, I don't need to work hard because the movie told me that I'm just going to keep waiting for my ship to come in, my ship to arrive. And, you know, when the right person or the right job comes along, my dream job, my dream person, my dream friend, you know, my dream spouse, my dream house, my dream family. Everything is about a dream instead of actually dealing with reality. Like, oh, okay, I have this nice guy that likes me and he works hard and he's decent and I really like hanging out with him too. And I love him, so we're going to get married. Instead of that, it's like, oh no, I'm waiting for someone to throw rose petals all over me and buy me a Corvette. That is not going to happen. Like, and the guy that's going to throw rose petals and buy you a Corvette is probably going to manipulate you, use you, mistreat you, absolutely destroy your life, and then leave you for dead. That is probably the guy that will buy you a Corvette. That is what he will do to you. And these women, they just don't understand this. They're just not, I don't know. I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed how, you know, they say a lie is so much easier to believe than a truth. And it is. You know, it's so easy to believe a lie. You know, it's so easy because the lie can be anything you want. You know, I have a money tree in the backyard and it grows dollar bills. There's a lie, but that's not true, but it would be great if it was. So anything that they can think of that could be a lie, they could just make it up. So yeah, it's just really weird. Alright, so I'm gonna go back down here. So yeah, I am annoyed in general because I'm just getting annoyed by it. The constant, yeah, it's just weird. Like, the whole thing is weird.
Yeah, thank God. I feel sorry for those poor guys stuck underground for weeks. Yeah, guess we're the lucky ones, huh? Stop talking. There's another pressure spike. Tell someone to vent it. Group 5, I'm seeing a spike in your location. Open the vents and flush the cooling system. Good. Now just work and stay quiet. I don't intend to get blown up because you two aren't paying attention.
Yes, sir. Loading up the choppers. I thought we were launching the attack from here. We are. Look out! It's the back!
Oops. Great, they're alerted. Darn it.
Why? Who knows? Collateral, maybe? Want this guy? Yeah, good point.
Yeah, and another thing I was just thinking about is that this mentality that if you do everything right in life, then everything will go well in life because you're being positive and you're being a great person and everything will just naturally go well for you in life. The problem with that is, like, if you have something very bad in your life, like an illness, or you have a disability, or you have a sickness, or you have difficulty in a certain area, nobody has any compassion on you because they're used to this whole idea of this fantasy world where everything goes right. And if you have something in your life, like you're in a wheelchair or you have difficulty, your family, your friends, people at work, they don't have compassion on you because they're not used to that. They don't even know how to deal with it. They're just like, well, I don't understand how that would, there must be something wrong with you that you're in a wheelchair. There must be something wrong with you that you have an anxiety disorder. Like, what is your problem? I hope you figure that out. I'll be waiting here for 50 years until you get better on your own without any help from your friends and family, until you crawl back to me and get yourself together and become a good enough person to come visit me. It's like, no, actually, if somebody in your family or friends or somebody you know has a problem, actually, it's your job to step up and help your family member or friend or somebody that you know that needs help. It's actually your fellow man's responsibility to help each other out. But in today's society, where everything is just wine and roses all the time, in their virtual world that they're living in at the movie theater, when somebody actually is having an actual problem, nobody cares. Because they're just literally fed this other version of truth that isn't real. So they just make no one has any compassion for anyone else. Nobody cares. So it's just like, I don't know. The whole thing, it's literally like Hollywood has literally put a spell over the entire country. And I think they probably have. I don't think I'm too far off on that. Okay, there's a guy in there. So let's see how we did this last time. I didn't really mean to do the remote battering, but whatever. Well, this is taking longer than I thought. Alright. I just wanted to do a regular battering. Thank you for the super chat, Sundip. You're breathtaking. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much, Sundip. Thank you so much. I have to bring the Batmobile in to get this particular hostage. Okay, thank you, John Doe. Yeah, there's so many things wrong with I obviously saw reviews for a particular movie, but there's just it's like every single possible wrong mentality in one movie that could possibly be is all in the same movie. Every kind of evil idea, even this idea of like, oh, for Ken and Barbie, the man I'm with, I don't really see him as very important or valuable to me. So when I think that he's an idiot, I'm just gonna drop him cold with no concern for his feelings or anything. And he deserves that because I think he does things that are kind of stupid once in a while. Just because you have someone that you love or a family member or something that you think is kind of weird or stupid doesn't give you the right to treat them like absolute garbage whenever you feel like it because you think they're better than them. That is a horrible mentality. Like, all of these weird ideas, like, because I think I'm smarter than my family members, I can mistreat them. Okay, the fittest survive. Where have I heard that before? Weird. And also, if you think you're smarter than them, you might not be. Maybe Ken's smarter than Barbie. Maybe he just doesn't show it all the time or isn't, being a jerk all the time. Just because you're not saying everything you know all the time doesn't mean you're not smart. Alright, so I'm going to try to call in the Batmobile let's try to call in the Batmobile.
The compound. I should investigate the facility first. Then I can come back for
Alright,
the
I'm
car.
supposed to investigate the facility. Okay, so what do I need to do to investigate the facility? Like, okay.
First, I need to investigate the compound.
I think I need to take some of these guys out, so... I don't really know if there's a hostage person here or not.
I should investigate the facility first.
That's...
Then I can come back
okay,
for the
that's a
car.
hostage, I guess. I think. Yeah. Well, thanks, Captain Zach. Yeah, maybe I will. I mean, I think I would just get myself into trouble, but, I mean, the more... Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. He knows I'm up here. Darn it. Yeah, the more I'm, like, talking, like, on my high horse and stuff, I'm actually not doing well in the game. So I'm just gonna stop talking about it and just do the game thing. It's just, yeah, you know, I don't know. I just, maybe I'm the only one, but I just find that everywhere. It's not just my family and friends. Like, everyone I know seems to have, like, a warped version of reality, especially in the United States. Like, and I just think this movie industry is literally just, it's making us, we're like rats in this weird maze, and they're making us think one thing is real, and in reality, we're the ones being completely confused. Like, they're literally, like, we can't even get out of this. Like, they're brainwashing us. They've got us under control. We can't even think for ourselves at this point. Because what do we know is which part was our own idea and which part was stuff that we picked up from movies. We can't even tell. I can't even tell the difference. Oh my gosh, look at all those tanks.
I should investigate the facility first. Then I can come back for the car.
Okay, this is where I need to go, right here. Okay, where's my main objective? Rescue the missing Ace chemicals. Okay, so I think this is my... Well, okay, so... Okay, what is this? Missing person. Missing person. This is a manufactured chemicals. Missing person. Okay. So where am I supposed to go then? Right here, I'm guessing? Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna be trying to figure out, I think I'm supposed to go here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put my detective mode on so we can... Sorry for the long rant, I'm just kind of annoyed, but I'm done now. I think the more that I say, like, hey, this movie seems crazy, this is a really weird idea of just manipulating everyone and trying to put everyone down for revenge, and that's like a nice thing, like a nice ending to a nice Barbie movie, that seems really messed up and kind of psychotic, and then I say that out loud, and then people online are like, there doesn't seem anything wrong with that, it seems fine to me. And the more that people say it seems fine, the more upset I get, because it's like, this is not fine. Like, it doesn't make, like, this is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So it's like, I'm not really riled up until people start actually keep saying, like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's like, yes there is. Okay. Yeah, and I think I'm particularly, like, upset because, you know, I was always pushed into this since I was young. Like, you know, people were always like, you're gonna be a star, like, you're really good at singing, you're gonna go places. I was literally told that, even in church, everything. People pushing me into it, like, you'll be a star, then you'll make it good, then you'll have a good life. If you're in front of millions of people singing and they're all worshiping you, that's when your life will be good. Then you'll have made something for yourself. Really? Is that what God says life is about? That everyone has to tell me that I'm amazing and have everyone look at me all the time? Is that really when I've made it in life? Is that really the object of life? Really? I don't know if that's true. It seems kind of like that wouldn't be a good thing to shoot for in life. I'm starting to think maybe that would be a skewed version of actual reality. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna look at the chat. Thank you, Bowman. Well, I guess I'll just go on this bridge. I don't really know. Sorry, guys. I'm a little distracted. Did I already get all these guys? I did. I did. So I think I forgot to do this.
If I use the crane now, it will alert the tanks. If I use the crane now, it will alert the tanks.
Oh, okay. So what am I supposed to do, Batman? Rescue the missing Ace Chemical workers to get information on Scarecrow. Okay, so I was supposed to rescue the Ace Chemical workers. Okay, so... Okay. So I just need to rescue them one by one, I guess. Okay. Well, there's one right there, and there's one over there. So I guess I'll try these ones on this side. Sorry it's taking me a little bit longer. But yeah, that's what I really don't like, is like... It's like the brainwashing has gone so far that even people that are supposed to care about, like, doing the right thing for, like, God and being selfless and stuff, even they want everyone to be rich and famous. And it's like, they're brainwashed. Like, everyone is. Like, there's nobody that's not brainwashed. Like, probably even I am brainwashed. If I went to another country where people were just fishing without TV, with no Hollywood, they would probably think I'm crazy. Because I probably have a lot of skewed beliefs living in the United States. Even though I'm resisting it, I'm still brainwashed to a degree. That's what's scary, is everyone is brainwashed here. Like, no, like, I don't know which thoughts are mine and which thoughts are the ones that came from watching, you know, television, the news, and Hollywood movies. There's no way to tell the difference. They literally have, they've done a number on people. It's actually, honestly, pretty scary if you really think about it. And I love how people are like, if you try to question something that's being pushed on you, then they're like, I don't see any problem with it. I liked it. It's like, you liked it because they threw as many dance numbers, flashy things, and jokes in as possible in between the brainwashing to make you accept it. You liked it because they poured millions of dollars in it to entertain you so that they could brainwash you with their message. Of course you liked it. It's one of the most high quality films that's probably been done in years, and they did that purposely. Every time they're pushing a bigger message, that's when they put more money into the film. That's why you liked it, because you were meant to like it, because say they're trying to feed you rat poison or something, they're going to put tons of honey on it. Of course you liked it. All you tasted was the honey. You won't feel the rat poison until much later on. Alright, so I'm going to try to do my fear takedown thing. Oh, sorry your dad got stung by a wasp.
Still don't get why we need an army this size. So this is all about Batman.
Well, I don't really know how to get these people to come over here.
Wish I'd signed up for airborne. Should have known I'd end up on guard duty.
It's a little bit, I don't really know how. It's hard for me to, darn it. Batman, what are you doing? Just stuck here. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's 5 o'clock. Alright, so I'm gonna try to... They're all facing that way. Oh my gosh! I couldn't take them down silently at all. Ugh. Darn it. Well, that wasn't silent. Oops. Well, this is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough. Alright. I don't know why they... They're in there. Okay, how do I get them out of there? Well...
The only way to rescue the worker is to pull down that wall. I need to get the Batmobile into the compound.
Open the Ace Chemicals for... Okay, so now it's telling me I need to go here. Okay, so actually it gave me a place to go, which is good, because I need direction here. Okay, so I'm just going to go where it says on my map. Yeah, I don't know. Just like this thought occurred to me today that like Hollywood is purposely trying to make women go insane so that women always feel put down, so that they have to constantly make this agenda like women are oppressed. But the reality is the only one who's actually oppressing women is Hollywood, because they're literally making women go crazy thinking that they have to raise a family and look like a supermodel, and they have to work full-time, and they have to have tons of time off for themselves, and they have to do everything that they ever want in life, plus they somehow have to be mentally stable, and they have to do every job that men can do. But in reality, men do those jobs because they actually sacrifice their time and energy, and they don't do everything that they want in life because they're actually working hard for it. But women are somehow supposed to work extremely hard and do all those things and have a fantasy life, and at the same time do all of the corporate jobs that men do at the same time, plus raise a family and look gorgeous and like, and be a parent, and be a mom, and work full-time, and be the CEO at the same time of all of it. Plus, they have to have tons of time off, but they also have to work really hard at the same. So they have to be working extremely hard in the corporate world, but then have tons of time off for themselves at the same time, which are two completely different things. And then they're telling women they need to do all these things, and then women, of course, are going to act crazy because they're being told that they have to do all these things at once, which you couldn't even do this in a million lifetimes. And then when women act like they're so unhappy all the time. Oh my gosh, I feel unfulfilled. You feel unfulfilled because society is literally telling you that whatever you do, it's never going to be good enough for you, and you're always missing out, or you're always missing a piece of yourself as a quote-unquote woman. Like the Barbie film is telling women. Nothing you do is good enough because you're not fulfilled enough. You need more lipstick and you need more nail polish. And you also need a corporate job, but you also need 7 days off a week, but you also need to work 7 days a week at the same time as taking that time off. Whatever you do, it won't be what society wants you to do as a woman. You can't. You lose every single way you go. And then women are always going to say online that they feel oppressed and they feel like they're not good enough because Hollywood has told them they're not good enough. And then they point the finger at men and say it's men's fault, when in reality it's the Hollywood corporate crazy people that are literally brainwashing women to make them crazy. And they're doing it on purpose so that they can try to divide people and try to pretend that it's one person's fault, when in reality it's not. They know very well whose fault it is. They're doing it on purpose because they're evil. That's whose fault it is. And then in the very same movie in which they're promoting this evil agenda, then they put it right there. Ken's evil. When in reality, instead of Ken, it should be the person that created that movie. The feminist woman that made that movie should be the person that Barbie takes and throws into the lava in the end and says, you know what, I'm good enough as I am. Though the end of the Barbie movie should be this: I'm good enough as I am, as a mother, as a daughter, as an aunt, as a cousin. I'm good enough as I am. Without a corporate job, I'm good enough as I am, taking care of my grandma and making dinner for my husband or for my father or for my kids. I'm good enough as I am, and I'm going to throw you, the person who made this movie, into the lava pit so you can no longer brainwash me and make me feel inadequate, like I have to hate men and hate myself every day of my life that I'm alive because you're trying to brainwash me every single day and make me hate myself. And, they should throw the person into the lava at the end of the movie, and that should be the end of the movie. And then Ken should say, I'm not perfect, and I kind of annoy you, but do you still want to hang out? And she should be like, well, you've been my best friend for literally 6 decades, Ken, and so literally you've never done anything to hurt me. And even though maybe you're not my ideal, or maybe you don't seem perfect to me by Hollywood standards, I like you a lot, and we're best friends, and I don't have any problem with you. And that should be the end of the movie. I like you, and I hope you'll still... Sorry for being a jerk, Ken. Will you forgive me? No problem, Barbie. Let's go hang out and rollerblade. Okay, that should be the end of the movie. Because, literally... Why would you get rid of somebody that's been your friend for decades? If Ken and Barbie have always been hanging out and she didn't have any problem with him before, she was just told that he was evil, then why would she randomly blame everything on Ken? It makes no sense. It's just so stupid. The whole thing is stupid. And it's annoying. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I have to live in 2 different realities on my own. My in-laws, they seem to think I'm not worth anything. So they're annoyed when Luke gets me nice things. He got me a nice ring. They get super annoyed. I don't even wear the nice ring around them anymore because they get angry at me because how dare Luke's wife be worth something to give her a gift. Whereas my family on the other side of it, if I don't have my nice ring on, they're like, why hasn't Luke gotten you any more gifts? So it's like literally I'm always living in this, like, no matter what I do, like, people always have expectations, and it's crazy. And there's no, like, logical, like, reasonable thing, like, oh, that's a nice gift, and, you know, like, this is reasonable. There's no reason involved. Everything is always like, oh, you should be, you know, going to Bermuda every weekend and being treated like a queen. No, there's no reason in it. There's no logic, or, like, there's no sanity in it. It's just absolutely insane. Like what people say. Like, even growing up in high school, the ideas that high school girls had, like, oh, when I get married, my future husband is going to throw roses everywhere and get me this Corvette. And it's like, you're living in a reality that you could only think of that. You could have never thought of that. If you lived on a farm and you grew up, you know, hoeing the weeds and raising corn, and you had never watched a Hollywood movie, you would have never thought of that. That is only an evil idea that got put in your mind because you watched a movie. And literally, you would have never thought of that in a million years, because it's not realistic. Alright, so I went back behind that. So I have to call my Batmobile, I guess.
We're close, I can feel it. Won't be long until the whole world knows what we're about.
I need to open the factory entrance before I can get the Batmobile.
Okay, how do I open the factory entrance?
If we weren't so trigger happy with the technicians, we wouldn't need to do this stuff. Pressure's normalized in Sector 10. They hired me to kill people, not work in a damn chemical plant. Got another pressure spike in Sector 12.
Okay, Batman, how do I open the factory entrance? Is there a beryllium spear on board? Oh, okay. Right, there's the... Wow. Wow. Is that the factory entrance? Oh, wow.
I don't want any slip-ups. You know, if they weren't so trigger-happy with the technicians, we wouldn't need to do this stuff. Pressure's normalized in Sector 10. They hired me to kill people, not work in a damn chemical plant. Got another pressure spike in Sector 12.
Alright, good job, Batman. Okay. Yeah, I think one of the worst things society does to people is they tell them that someone has done you wrong, and so it's not your fault that everything in your life is going badly, and somebody owes you something to help you out because you've been treated unfairly, or, you know, your kind has been treated unfairly or something. Because the truth is, even if that were true, and sometimes it is true, even if your kind was treated, you know, certain ethnicities, you know, your gender or your race or anything has been treated unfairly, even if that were true, and sometimes it is true, it doesn't do you any good to think about the fact that maybe you were treated unfairly, because it makes you not work hard anymore. And your main superpower in life is working hard. That's what I have found in life, is literally, that's your main superpower, is just keep going. And if they can get you, if Hollywood and society can get you to stop trying, that's what they're trying to do. Literally, every time they try to tell somebody that they're underprivileged, or they're not getting enough this or that, or they're not being heard, they're trying to get that group of people to stop working hard. And if you can get that group of people to stop working hard, that group of people won't be able to progress in society. They won't be able to accomplish anything, because they're just sit here thinking about how bad their lives are because someone else did something to them. And maybe the person really did do something to them, and possibly all that horrible stuff did happen, and many times it did, but it doesn't do any good to think about it is the problem. If you sit there and think about it and think about how everything bad happened, you can't move forward and work hard to accomplish, to roll over it, to get past it. You have to get past it on your own hard work. Like Luke and myself, we had the government put us thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. And every time family, friends, anything tries to tell us to stop and think about how it's not fair that this was done to us, that doesn't help us at all. It doesn't help to say this isn't fair, because it doesn't help to pay the debt back. It doesn't matter what was unfair. It doesn't matter why it was done. It doesn't matter any of that. You just have to keep working hard and keep praying to get past that problem. And I believe God will take care of the rest if you just keep going and putting one small foot in front of the other. It does not do you any good to listen to all these people on the news and media that tell you that you're being oppressed. Even if you are being oppressed, it won't do any good. They're literally trying to oppress you more by telling you you're oppressed. That's what they're actually trying to do. They're trying to make you oppressed by telling you you're oppressed. That's literally what they're trying to do. That's their whole plan. And I'm not joking around. That is actual reality.
Gates open. Time to bring in the car.
Main gate's open, get ready. You got $1 billion tank headed straight for you.
We've deployed a Diamondback to the main courtyard, sir. We'll crush him.
Gotta love their optimism. Your 60mm cannon will penetrate these heavily armored units, but it'll take a few direct hits to destroy them.
I'll tell you one example is my mother-in-law. I used to be I used to win a lot of awards with singing. And my mother-in-law told me that my parents pushed me too hard with singing, and it wasn't a right of them to make me work so hard. I stopped working as hard. My life started going tremendously downhill because I was fed a lie that I didn't need to work so hard to succeed. What happened when I listened to my mother-in-law and stopped working as hard to succeed? My life started plummeting down. I got extremely depressed. I hated myself because all of the things that I worked hard for every day to push myself to become better, I stopped doing because my mother-in-law told me I was working too hard. So when someone tells you you shouldn't have to work this hard, you shouldn't have to do this much, they're literally trying to make you fail. They're literally the devil trying to make you stop working hard so you can actually have a better life. And I saw it firsthand, and I see it happen to all these different things in the media and everything, where they keep trying to tell people hard work is a really good thing. Even if you don't accomplish anything, even if they don't pay you enough for your job, even if you sit there and they pay you like nothing, you're literally learning everything and you're making yourself stronger every time you work hard. And you're actually putting your employer and everyone who isn't paying you enough to shame. When you work harder than everyone at your job and they're not paying you enough, number one, they look stupid because eventually that's going to come down on people, and they're, that shows you're literally not building just your job skills, but you're building your character and you're building your integrity. And so even if people aren't paying you enough for your job, you should keep working hard at it. And secondly, God sees how hard you work, and eventually God's going to pay you more than your boss that was pushing you around paying you nothing. And so working hard is your best friend. And you shouldn't listen to people that tell you to stop trying, stop working hard. You're oppressed. You should have more vacations. You should have more of this. You should have more of that. You deserve. It doesn't matter what you deserve. Life is hard. You just have to keep trying your best. When you're tired, when you're upset, when you're worn out, you can take a break. But if you're being overworked and you're overtired and your life isn't fair, just keep trying to do one tiny step in front of the other. Because, God sees, and other people see too. Other people will have compassion on you, seeing how hard you work at a terrible job. Eventually, something good will happen to you. Okay. Where's my detective mode? Where am I supposed to go? All right.
What the hell? Commissioner, how's he doing this?
It's Batman, boys. I've learned not to ask.
Oops.
Sir, he punched through the armor, just like you said.
He's searching for hostages. Keep non-essential radio chatter to a minimum. He'll be listening. You are listening, aren't you, Batman? Then listen to this. To all embedded units in Gotham, Operation Savior has begun. Each one of you has a role. Each of you knows your role. So move out of this damn city and lock it down. I want our hands wrapped tight around Gotham's throat within the hour.
I love my job. We got guys who whine and whine for good money. It's mind-boggling, says some did. Yep. Ghost Platinum says, I couldn't agree with you more, Amber. Definitely Ghost Platinum. Thank you guys for the kind words. I appreciate that. I'm annoyed because people that are 20, 30 years older than me are literally trying to tell me that I should just magically wait for good things in life to happen to me. And they literally get angry that I work so hard to try to, survive in my life. And it makes me angry because instead of them actually working hard themselves to help me, they do nothing but sit there and complain and are like, why haven't you visited me lately? When I literally am paying back hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical debt. And all kinds of crap that nobody has ever helped me with. And I get so annoyed when like something like this Barbie movie happens where it's like, oh, well, as long as I'm pretty, then people just should worship me and should just give me things. Like, literally, that sounds like the devil. Like, that is not how life works. And even if you got life to work for you like that, even if you did that, you would be manipulating and using people, and those people would be throwing their hard-earned money at you, and you're evil now. You're literally taking people's hard-earned money because you're pretty, and that's evil. Like, your integrity should be worth more than what you can manipulate people out of. Like, when I was a little girl, my grandmother, who's Swedish, she sent me a card. It said, pretty is as pretty does. Meaning, if you are pretty on the outside, and you're not pretty on the inside, then you are a very ugly woman. You are very ugly and disgusting. Because if you manipulate men out of their money and use them and throw them away, like in the Barbie movie, you are an evil, disgusting, ugly person. And you're hideous. And it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. You are hideous in the inside. And the inside is more important than the outside. And, to try to promote this kind of movie, making girls think that if they just make the outside of themselves look plastic, and they are literally, like, as evil as, they're just as evil as any evil tyrannical regime, because they're literally living their whole life manipulating men out of their money. It's absolutely sickening. Not only that, but every time, like, there's something important that they should sacrifice themselves for that, like their time and money and energy. Like, oh, my friend, like, literally they make Ken like he's nothing. Like, Ken is her friend for decades. Whether or not they're together or whatever, they're best friends for one thing. And, what about his feelings? What about, how it hurts him for her to treat him like that? You know, like, you can't just take people and use them and be some kind of evil monster inside because you happen to look pretty on the outside. That's absolutely crazy. Like, you know, I mean, if I was taking my daughter to the Barbie movie, I would be like, okay, well, this girl looks pretty on the outside, but she's probably going to hell because she's evil. That's what I would tell my daughter, because she's evil. She's like demonic, manipulating people and just using them. It's horrible. It's evil. It's a horrible thing that, you know, like, even I was told to do that as a little girl. People told me, like, oh, well, if you bat your eyes and, you know, guys will open the door for you. How sickening to teach a little girl something like that, you know, at an early age. Like, what kind of sick, twisted world are we living in to think about something like that? It's just absolutely ridiculous. I'm just so sick of it. I'm annoyed. I'm just so annoyed. Oh, sorry. Just bothers me. Alright. Let's see, where am I going? Okay. So now, stop the Scarecrow, rescue the missing Ace Chemicals workers. Okay, now I can rescue the other Ace Chemicals workers, and it says I can get in here. Okay, so I think I rescue the other ones now. I'm not sure. But there's still tanks everywhere. Oh, because I died, I think. Okay, so I need to do this. I need to do this again, I think. Oh. Okay, here we go. Oops. But another thing, that's what society teaches men, like, to look for the woman that looks the most plastic, the most fake, the most perfect on the outside, and the Hollywood movies do not even teach men to look for a woman that is beautiful on the inside. That's not even a thing. I've never seen a single movie that talks about, you know, like, marrying a woman because she's beautiful on the inside. Never. Never. And the feminist movies, the woman is ugly on the outside and the inside. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm disgusted by the whole thing. Like, it bothers me. Because I just don't want to live in the United States anymore, because I realize my country is literally spouting out nonsense to brainwash the entire world, to try to make them believe evil lies. That, you know, like, it's just absolutely crazy. Alright, so I need to rescue these hostages, I guess. Well, I guess I'm going to go, well, I think it wants me to go down here and use the Batmobile. So I'm going to try doing that. And I think I need to, wake Luke up. Well, maybe I will. Okay, I didn't quite get 1,000 views, so I guess I'll just keep going until I get what I need. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get some of these hostages. I don't really know how this is gonna work out. Oops. Probably should have done a fear takedown, but that didn't work out.
Make it count. We got one left.
Oops. Thank you, Irene. Yeah. You got Panago Pizza for lunch? Awesome. And Pepsi Max. Awesome. Helping me play. You're playing Kirby Forgotten Lands. That's really cool, Irene. Awesome. Good to see you, Irene. Hi, Gabriel. Hi, Captain Zach. Hi, Jessica. Hi, J-Cat. Hi, Judge Sapphire. Hi, David. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Sorry. Well, I'll try to just calm down, but okay. Oh gosh. How do I? Okay, here we go. So, oops. Okay, so actually, work up here. Okay. Well, I guess I can try to use this. Oops.
Need to get close and apply the explosive directly to destroy that wall.
I did! Oh, wow, okay. What?
Need to get close and apply the explosive directly to destroy that wall.
Literally, like, I guess this is a different... Okay. Explosive gel. I guess I can just look at the explosive, just like look at the explosive gel here. Okay. L2 plus squared. What? L2 plus square for quick fire. L2 plus R2 to spray. L3 to detonate. Okay. There we go. That's what I was trying to do.
I need to shut it down.
Now we need our freeze ray. Okay, we need our freeze ray. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of okay, I don't seem to have a freeze ray. Well, I don't really know how to turn...
The Batmobile will be able to destroy that pipe. I need to get the car to this side of the compound.
You want me to destroy this pipe? Batman, is that what you want? I'm kind of understanding what you're saying. Oops. No. What are you doing, Batman? I can't do this? Okay. I don't think I destroyed the pipe. And there is tanks outside. Okay, I don't think I can go through here. Yeah, I died from that. Okay. What did you say? I didn't hear what you said. You only said it once, Batman. Did anyone catch what he said? How I destroy the pipe? I don't even know. You need the Batmobile, says John Doe. Okay, thank you, John Doe. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so I need the Batmobile. Alright, so how am I gonna do that? I need to destroy the pipe from the other side. Where's my Batmobile? Like, where am I? Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. What? And there are... Gosh, okay, this is getting annoying. Let's see. Thanks, Lorraine, I'm trying. Alright, I should probably wake Luke up so he can help advertise the next video while I'm working on this puzzle. Because I didn't really want him to sleep too much. But anyway, sorry for the long rant. I'm just like... I think I just realized that literally society has... I think this Barbie movie is the culmination of every brainwashing technique they've done to women over the last, like, 50 years. All in one movie. And it's absolutely, like, crazy, what they do to people. Like, it's insane. Like, the ideas behind everything. You know, and like at the end of the movie, supposedly what I heard was that at the end of the movie they realized that Barbie and Ken really shouldn't be together, which really implies the actual, what that mean, Barbie represents women, Ken represents men. What it actually is saying is that men and women can't coexist. They can't work it out together. They can't be together. They can't make families. They're trying to say that the family unit is dead. That men and women can't have kids together, can't have families, can't have a home, can't get along. That the family unit is destroyed. They're literally destroying the whole idea of family in the movie at the end, saying, you know, God's design for men and women to live together is wrong. They're literally, the movie is the devil. That's what it is. It's literally very satanic. It's disturbing, really. Alright, so I'm not exactly sure where I came here before. What am I supposed to do? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a Luke and get him up, and maybe he can help me a little bit on this, and I'm gonna do the best I can. I know that I have to destroy this pipe, and it's just not working out for me right now, but I'm trying the best I can. I wish there was detective mode in the Batmobile, because I could figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, I'm making some indentation on this pipe. But I'm gonna go get Luke, and maybe he can help me a little bit. And thank you for trying to help me, John, though. Different pipes, says Droggle. Okay. And now I'm... Alright, so maybe there'll be like a something that I can see. No, that's not it. When Luke is coming down, he might be helping get the stream set up, and also Alright, I think I would die if I went there. Okay, I can't go there, obviously. Like, let's see. Alright, I'm sorry. I'll try to pay attention to what you guys... You have to rescue the hostage in the area while still inside the Batmobile. Oh, you guys want to see the new Transformers movie? Awesome, Irene. That sounds great. Yeah, I would like to see that movie. I've been trying to save money to see, to visit my family, and they don't even seem to care. Like, my husband doesn't even get to take days off. I've been working him basically to the bone, always telling him that I haven't got to see my family, and then when I actually, talk to my family, they're no offense, but they're kind of like a bunch of jerks. I always think like that. Like, oh, they're oppressed and they can't come and see me. When in reality, we're working way harder than them to try to see them. They haven't even lifted a finger to come to see us. And it makes me upset. Because I hate it when people act like, oh, why haven't you done this? Accusing, when in reality, they've done nothing themselves. It makes me... I think what really bothers me about the whole thing is that... Especially I get disillusioned when someone who's way older than me, like 30, 40 years older than me, I'm working 1 trillion times harder than them, and literally I'm the one who has to keep making trips 13 hours to go see their family, and they don't even lift a finger to come see me. It really makes me think like that I'm living in a reality that's not real, because it's just like they're supposed to be more mature and take care of me, and they're not. And it makes it very hard, because if having somebody like, having tons of medical debt and being in financial trouble because of a tax problem that wasn't my own, having a husband who can barely even walk and has been working himself to death to pay off his own medical debt when literally it was supposed to be paid off through SSI, when they didn't help at all. Not only that, but they charge us 3 times as much as it originally was.
Calm down. Show me
I need help, and if you want, I don't know what to do.
Okay, what do you?
And it just bothers me because every single person in society has failed me, and I've given up on.
What?
Like, we live in a society, and I can see why the Joker did what he did, because it's just crazy. Like,
hey. You already hit your thing. You can.
I know, but I was supposed to do this. I haven't done anything for this whole time.
What did you?
I have to rescue a hostage. I'm supposed to hit some kind of stupid pipe. See, look, Luke. This is a pipe. I can't go back. I can't go behind here.
How long have you been there?
I've just been here forever. I can't figure out what I'm supposed to do. I get burned, and I can't go past here. I can't destroy this. I can't destroy this pipe. I can't destroy it.
I just woke up. Give me a sec.
I've been here for I think I've been here for an hour trying to destroy this pipe. I feel like such a moron.
I mean, this is your first time playing this, so... where...
I have to rescue another hostage in the area, says John Doe.
Right.
I mean, we can just end it now. And well, basically I ranted about the Barbie movie the whole time and how evil it is.
Okay.
Because I'm just sick of the, the implications of that. There's just a lot of brainwashing, and I'm just annoyed.
I mean, it's Hollywood. What did you expect?
Yeah, but at the end of the movie, they imply that Ken and Barbie can't be together, which implies that men and women have no way of living together. And that's horrible. What a horrible thing to say.
So what did you try to do? I'm hearing about you.
I don't know what I'm not. I don't know what. I don't know. I drove up here. I think we should just end it.
I think you should just, yeah, I would just end it for now.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I'm just gonna have to watch a walkthrough so I know what to do next time. So I have no idea. I was supposed to destroy some kind of pipe. Every time I tried to destroy a pipe, people said, that's the wrong pipe. So...
You had to get that ramp has to be done.
No, I don't know how to do the ramp. I haven't done it. That ramp has been there the whole time.
Yeah, you should just end it for now. Did you save anybody? What did you last do? What did she last do, guys? Does anybody know? Nobody knows.
I destroyed a pipe and I did some stuff.
I'm just gonna end it for now. And hopefully it'll bring it back to where you were. It says you last saved about 17 minutes ago, so you did something, or it saved 17 minutes ago. So. All right, people, that's gonna do it for Amber's stream, and Pikmin will be starting up at I don't even know what time it is now. I think it's
5:48.
Okay, Pikmin's gonna start up at 6:15, so we're actually gonna get to Pikmin a little bit earlier than 6:30, which is awesome. Amber got the 1,000 view goal. That's usually when we stop our stream, so that's good enough. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the people who super chatted and helped. And remember, this is Amber's first time ever playing this game without any help other than you guys. So
thank you for the help. I appreciate it, and we'll try to walk. Yeah, like someone was saying, oh, you could just watch a walkthrough. It's like, well, I can't watch it while I'm streaming, so that was to put a damper on things.
You have homework for...
So I have homework before next time.
Amber's next Batman stream will be probably on Wednesday. So...
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Head up, make sure it's reconnected
guys,
to Pikmin. No.
It is on Pikmin number 10.
Yeah, that's correct. Alright, guys.
Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in 15 minutes. God bless, happy gaming. See ya.